here again, right away, talking about the hiatus for Asexuality in film series. So yeah, my situation is gonna change a bit, so I won't have time to make these videos. And also everything I already did, it was something I was rewatching, or I found out a bit earlier. So I truly have time to prep those and do those. Everything else requires way more research and stuff that I don't have time to do. Certainly not at this rate that I did. But so I'm gonna be still telling you the movies that I will be covering at some point. After this goes out, I will try to make an actual playlist for this series. And so the movie that I want to talk about next is Freckles. It's a Japanese movie from 2022. It's also known as I Am What I Am. And its original title, which I had to look up, is Sobakasu. It stars Toko Miura as Kazumi Sobato, who's a romantic. I finally found a link that should work, and it might actually be in some Netflixes, not on mine, but it should be somewhere. So I want to watch that and then talk about it sometime in the great future, as we say in Finnish. Then another movie, a couple of series that I want to do. I don't know what as I want to talk about Brave and Barbie together. I also have Barbie on DVD, but I don't know where it is right now. So I want to talk about that and specifically talk about those two movies because how aspect their narratives are, and I really don't quite understand how you can watch those two movies without seeing the aspectness. That's what I talk about. And then unfortunately, I will have to talk about the Hangover trilogy. Because Jack Galifianakis' character is apparently asexual, I have somewhat watched all of these movies, at least some of them. I don't know. I would have to watch them properly, and I'm not really looking forward to that. Another one that I'm not really looking forward to, kinda, it's mixed, is I want to talk about Gary Bilby. It's a movie from 2016, starring Belle Powley. I don't know how do you say her now. I'm sorry. And it's on Netflix. At least it's on my Netflix, and it's based on this book by Karen Lisner. And the reason I don't really want, I love the movie with some reservation. I kind of hate this book, but I do if I'm gonna talk about Gary Bilby the movie, I need to talk about the book, even though I kind of hate it. And then there are a couple of indie movies that I've seen, but I didn't have time to rewatch. There's Little Sister, which is about a nun who's basically a race, in addition to being a nun, but she used to be a goth. And it's been some years, it's from 2016, it's been some years since I watched it, and it's not on YouTube anymore, at least not for free, so I didn't have time to rewatch it, but it's a nice little movie from what I remember. And another indie movie is Princess Cyd, CYD. I should have done that down in sign language because I just talked about it. So anyway, that you might have heard about that movie if you looked any kind of queer movie lists. They usually mention that the main character is bi or pan or something like that, and the love interest is non-binary. But they usually don't mention that her aunt is very much arrow coded. It's been a while since I watched that, so I don't remember all the details, but I do remember that the coding was at least very strong. but it's a nice little movie that I remember. So I wanna rewatch it at some point and talk about the aunt, whose name I can't remember right now. And then finally, on what movies I do know that has asexual representation, is I wanna do something with the MCU. Absolutely. Black Widow, Yellow Eyes are race, don't you forget it. Shang-Chi, Xia Ling has an ace ring for like half the movie. And Wakanda Forever has Michaela Cole, who identifies as a romantic, which I think is cool. So yeah, those are something you can hopefully look forward from me over the next, who knows. My life is in flux, so I don't know when I have time to make anything new. But I've really enjoyed making this series over the past, 2 months, month and a half. It was nice, and I really do appreciate every single watch, every single hit that I see that I get. I don't have that many. My statistics are still very manageable, but I like seeing them. I am kind of not, and kind of I'm surprised, and also kind of not that the one that I titled European films and cheating is the one that's most popular. But I'm glad that most of them at least have some interest in them. So I hope to get back to this at some point. So if you have any recommendations, if there's some other movies that I haven't heard about, then please tell them. Or if you are interested in one specific movie, then maybe, or topic, then I will absolutely put more effort in getting that done first or sooner. So bye. See you in some other context, probably next. Bye.